So welcome to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. We have received over 400 registration from 40 different countries for this very humble attempt of our global webinar on this topic, transforming our team into a high-performing team. I'm sure we will be able to meet your expectations. Once again, I welcome all of you. With us, we have dignitaries from IFATSEA as well as from CNS Officers Guild, India. It's my pleasure to welcome Mr. President IFATSEA, Mr. Thorson, and Vice President Mr. Theo. We feel honored to have you both with us in this webinar. And also, it is my pleasure to welcome the youngest ever General Secretary of CNS Officer Guild, Mr. Monish, to this webinar. I feel really very proud to have you on this webinar. Now, a bit tougher session of this inaugural welcome address. I am here supposed to introduce briefly about two gentlemen who have their profile running to miles, and they have been already known to all over world. Still, let me try to give a quick review of their profile. Mr. Thorsten Wehe is from Germany. He is an ATC engineer having more than 30 years of service, having different license on different CNS systems. He is an instructor, also an assessor. He has done the project management of several working groups in the DFS. He is member of different significant works council in Germany. He plays a major role in successful implementation of ATSEP training, and he has implemented the ATSEP training according to the civil aviation requirement for Gatwick in 2015. He plays very significant role in GDF. He is a very significant person in GDF. He is the chairman, member, advisor of many boards and committees. The recent past, he was also holding vice president of GDF. He is also an editor of GDF magazine. When it comes to IFATSEA, yes, he is the boss. He is the president right now since 2018. He is the president of IFATSEA. He was holding executive secretary, regional director of Europe, and also several international conferences he has represented. EASA also, he was a member rule making group. He has been recognized as a ATSEP training expert by EASA. He is also a recognized expert by Eurocontrol. When it comes to European Commission, he is a member of expert group on human dimension of single European sky, member of industry consultation body as a part of the single European sky, representative of IFATSEA of several conferences. He is also representing IFATSEA at ICAO since 2009. He is an IFATSEA representative at several ICAO assemblies and conferences, recognized by ICAO as a subject matter expert. So these are the very small glimpse of profile of Thorsten Wehe. Now I would like to briefly introduce Mr. Theo, Vice President of IFATSEA from Greece. He is a senior electronics engineer, CNS ATM as well as security systems at SCAA. Currently, he is responsible for the oversight and certification of CNS services provision. He is also specialized in the several specific packages of CNS ATM as well as security systems. He is a member of CESAR deployment working group, safety and international regulatory framework instructor at HCA Academy, and he has evaluated several European Union research and development projects. When it comes to IFATSEA, he is a chairman of strategic committee. He is a strategic advisor of CESAR 2020, and he is a chairman of IFATSEA Incident ATSEP Safety Study. And he is also an editor of NAVAIR IFATSEA Journal. Now I would like to briefly introduce Buddhist Kumar Mangala. As I told earlier, he is the youngest General Secretary of CNS Officers Guild of India. He is an electronics engineer, joined in 2001. He has got very good expertise in the finance. So hope we will be able to manage a very nicely CNS Guild also. He is presently posted at our corporate headquarters and the planning directorate. He is also involved in the planning of one of the prestigious project, Gagan, which is GSAT satellite with the uplink station and transmission of Gagan signal project also is associated. He has got a rich experience in installation, maintenance, training, and development of standard operating procedures. He has got several certifications of CNS ATM systems also. Now, I would like to conclude this welcome address. Hope I have given a glimpse of a senior representatives of IFATSEA Executive Board, Mr. and Theo, as well as Buddhist. Now, I would like to welcome for giving the inaugural address, Mr. Theo.
Thank you very much. Welcome to everybody, and congratulations for the organization of this event that brings all ATSEP unexpectedly from all over the world into sharing the same awareness. Dear colleagues, what we have in front of us is a paradigm shift worldwide. It has taken us up into an obscure route, let's say, that has impacted the air navigation service providers, aviation, and all the side-related jobs worldwide. And that makes think twice about the future. The future, ladies and gentlemen, if you read the ICAO documents and if you look into the national projects, has shifted the focus from safety itself and has overwhelmingly shifted the focus towards cost reduction and also performance. You hear everybody talking about performance, but very few discussions about safety. If you look into ICAO documentation, you'll see that Annex 19 does not include in the safety chain anybody else yet anymore than the active air traffic controllers. And I think that is a shape of to come in the future years. In Europe, there is a project called Qatar that addresses the fragmentation of the existing organization of air navigation services and CNS and ATM systems. So what we have is now ATSEP doing the traditional job that was done in sensors, communication, navigation, surveillance, and systems. But when it comes to ATM systems, there is a paradigm shift and they are required now to work in a networked fashion. And that includes concepts like delegation of airspace and all the supporting systems of communication, navigation, surveillance to ANSPs that are away where they belong to and they're responsible, the states are responsible for. What I mean is that when we're trying to have our team move towards excellence, we have to have one foot in the present and 1 foot in the future. And in the future, it seems that the system is going to be distributed. So as a basic, let's say, proposal on my side, it would be nice if we have every ATSEP of the world has an idea of where things are going to. This is also something that happens every year in the IFATSEA assembly, but since this year this will not be organized in physical terms, but it will be a virtual event, as far as I know. We will touch upon these issues there. So in closing, in my opening, what I see at the other end of the camera is interested ATSEPs from around the world who want to see where we're going and how our team is going to work. So I'm closing here, and I'm raising two issues that I'll probably elaborate further. Talking to the prospective managers, let's say, or those who are going to take the lead among the ATSEP teams, remember to include emotional intelligence into the addressing of your teams, and as well as lead by example. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. I hope everybody can hear me well. Thank you very much, Sanjeev, for this invitation, and thanks to your team for organizing this webinar with a very important topic for sure. I like to start with to give you some background information because I'm sure not everybody know a little bit of history of IFATSEA, the International Federation of Air Traffic Safety Electronics Associations, founded in 1972. So IFATSEA is an old lady. Core members came from the center heart of Europe, Switzerland, Germany, Belgium, and so on. And IFATSEA is recognized as an official observer by ICAO. We are working together with institutions like Eurocontrol, and together we developed the first ATSEP ITREO training manual, which was adopted by ICAO as document 7192. In the past decade, we developed this ICAO document to a new training manual for ATSEP, document 10057. IFATSEA representatives contribute to the work, as CEO already said, in SESA joint undertaking, defining future technology platform for the single European sky. Also, we have representatives active in the project of Next Gen in North America, and the important project of CARATS for Asia Pacific. So we have a lot of representatives participating in rulemaking activities for ATSEP, and IFATSEA maintains working relationships with ATM staff trade unions, organizations in ITF, and we have very good relations to the international federations of the airline pilot associations, IFALPA, and to IFATCA, who represent globally the air traffic controllers. The objectives of IFATSEA is to operate as a non-political federation of Air Traffic Safety Electronics Association. We promote safety, efficiency, and regulatory in international air navigation. We assist and advise in the development of electronic systems in order to maintain safe, orderly, and expeditious flow of air traffic. To uphold a high standard of knowledge and professional efficiency among air traffic safety electronics personnel. We try to protect and safeguard the collective professional interests of ATSEP. We make mutual benefit affiliations with other professional organizations, and we strive for a worldwide federation of air traffic safety electronics associations. So this is a little bit the background. IFATSEA was growing in the past decades very much. We are now almost more than 70 member associations in IFATSEA. And what I like to see also here as a little promotion that we are winning more ATSEP in the region of Asia Pacific to found an ATSEP association nationally and to become a member of IFATSEA so that our voice will become greater and bigger. Yeah, this is as by my comment and to give you the keynote for this nice webinar. And thank you very much, Sanjeev, to give me the floor. Thank you. And I wish us and all of you a very successful webinar here on the topic of human performance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Thorsten.
Hello and a warm welcome to everyone who have taken their precious time out to join this webinar. On behalf of CNS Officers Guild India, I heartily welcome you all to this webinar organized by Regional Director IFATSEA for Asia Pacific. It's a privilege to introduce our panelists today. We have three very eminent ATSEPs, one each from Sri Lanka, Nepal, and India. Our first panelist is Mr. H.A. Priyanta from Sri Lanka. Mr. Priyanta is an electronics engineer working with Airports and Aviation Services Sri Lanka Limited in their Electronics and Air Navigation Engineering Division. He has done his full technology diploma in Electronics and Telecommunication from City and Guilds, London. He has an experience of more than 20 years in the field of air navigation and is one of the leading ATSEPs in Sri Lanka. He has represented as chairman and members of the Technical Evaluation Committee relevant to procurement. He has also represented in interview panel of his organization for grade-to-grade promotion of technicians, supervisors, and riggers. Our second panelist is Mr. Sanjeev Singh from Nepal. Mr. Kathat is an electronics, telecommunication, and aeronautical engineer who has done his master's in engineering in the year 2004 from Japan and is working in the field of aviation for more than 28 years. Mr. Kathat has joined Civil Aviation Authority Nepal in the year 1992. He is presently Deputy Director and Chief of CNS Standard Division. During his 28 years of service period, he has worked in different departments and capacity in Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal. Mr. Kathat was instrumental in establishing Nepal Electronic Association in the year 2004 and of NATSEA. Under Nepal became the full member of IFATSEA in the same year. Mr. Kathat was nominated of IFATSEA for Asian Pacific region in 2010. During that 28 years of his illustration, Mr. Kathat is involved in preparation of CNS inspectors, civil aviation, telecommunication, DME radar communication system, and also in flight calibration of various ANS equipment. Here, Helios, UK, Air Services, Australia, and Airways, New Zealand for different ANS improvements projects in Nepal. He also holds flight calibration instructor certification from Civil Aviation Board. He also holds safety management system instructor certification from ICAO, state program certification from INAC. From India, Sanjeev Muruganathan joined the civil aviation arena in the year 1989 after graduating in electronics and communication engineering from Tamil Nadu. In over 30 years, he has served in various spheres that include procurement, installation, maintenance, and operation of different communication, navigation, surveillance, ATM system in Indian airports. He has served various airports of Bangalore, Bagdogra, Chennai, Port Blair, besides serving in CATC Allahabad and corporate headquarters of AAI New Delhi. Mr. Muruganathan has a rich experience in training and development of CNS ATM training course. As a qualified training course developer and instructor under ICAO Train Air program, he had developed 2 standardized training packages for the Train Air Global Sharing Pool. acquired competency in almost all the CNS ATM systems. Certified in ICAO safety management, Mangala is a key source person for implementing of SMS training, development, and delivery. Continuing his academic pursuits, Mr. Mangala added his master's degree in engineering from MNR Allahabad and MBA degree from Anna University, Chennai, with University Gold Medal to his credit. Further, in a batch of distinguished 49 officers of CNS and ATM of AAI who got the opportunity to pursue an advanced master course in Air Navigation Service Providers Management from the French University INAC, he has secured the first rank with a credit score of 18 out of 20. Currently, he is working as GM CNS. It's a privilege.
Thank you, Muniz, and thank you, panelists, for joining us.